Welcome back to the Outreach Project family. This is Josh.
This is Zach.
And today we are joined with...
Kyle and
Stacie Fillman.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
They are a little bit nervous, and that's okay.
first ever podcast, so
It's exciting.
be easy on us,
You
viewers.
Guys, yeah, you guys just went on a trip. I saved it for this. How was that?
Not long enough, but it was so nice.
Yep, went to Anna Maria Island there in Florida along the coast. It was a good time to just get away and detox a little bit with family and our kids. Moses, who's 6, and Willow, who's 4. Just they're at a really fun age to go on vacations with. Everything's larger than life.
Good.
Willow loved the beach and the ocean, and Moses was more of the pool guy. So.
Yep.
Are they good travelers?
They are. We've driven long, because we drove.
Mm-hmm.
We broke it up into 2 days, but we've drove with them since they were babies, so they're pretty good road trippers, which
Good.
is awesome. Yeah.
Good. And it was just like a week long with extended family, or?
Yeah, with Stacie's side of the family. So her 2 sisters and their husbands, and one of her sister's sons, and then her parents. So.
Nice.
Yep. And Ricky.
Yep, and Ricky.
Our
Can't
exchange
forget
student.
Ricky. Yeah, we'll get to Ricky later. For
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, if we want to just introduce yourself a little bit, what do you guys do? You mentioned family, but all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I grew up in Columbia City, and I'm a realtor, so I've worked with lots of people around the area. And like he said, we have 2 kids. We've been married going on 8 years in June.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah. And then, Kyle is not from here. He's from Markle, Indiana.
Yeah. So went to Norwell High School. And what I do, out of college, I had been in corporate sales. And then the past few years, I've stayed at home with the kids. Just felt led to do that for our family dynamic. And then along with doing that, I coach. I'm the JV basketball coach at the high school and help out with the varsity. And then I do a Card My Yard franchise in Whitley and Kosciuszko County.
Yeah, shout out. We'll let you do it.
Yes, is that all right?
Yeah.
So yeah, bring joy through people's different milestones in their life.
So, how in the world did you find Card My Yard? I've never heard of that until you came.
Yeah, well, it had been around in other states, like Texas. It was really big, Florida, but everything in the Midwest, we're a little bit behind. So things always reach those places a few years beforehand.
Yeah,
And-
well, there was a Card My Yard in Fort Wayne, and I had tried one year to book them for my sisters for their, I think, 30th birthdays. And you have to be in the same territory. So when I tried to book it, it said it was out of the area for Warsaw. One of my sisters lives in Warsaw. So I think I told Kyle, I'm like, we should start one of those in our areas. And Kyle was transitioning out of being at a corporate sales job and doing basketball. And we were like, oh, that might be a cool fit to start one of those franchises. So we checked into it thinking that I don't know, that it probably wouldn't work out, and then it did work out.
Yeah, this is year number 4 with it, and this time's a busy year with graduations and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the month of June will be pretty crazy here, but I love it. I do it when the kids go to bed, and it's kind of my chance to have my quiet time, because throughout the day it's crazy with 2 little kids and then everything else that's going on. So it's kind of my time.
So you do it all on yourself?
Yep, do it all by myself. Yep, yep. Put the signs together and then go set them up in people's yards and then take them down the following day. So
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you know how many you've done total?
in the
I
4
don't
years,
know.
that's it. Putting me on a spot here. I don't know an exact number.
Yeah, I don't know either. Hundreds, but
but
Yeah.
each year there's been more than the year prior.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to guess.
yeah, I don't even.
Have you ever been attacked by a dog or set off sprinklers? Or...
You would think. I've done it where I didn't bring a poncho because I didn't think it was going to rain, and I got completely soaked. Where on the drive home, I pretty much had to strip everything off. And we won't go into detail.
Didn't you have a raccoon or something? Or
Oh, I've had a raccoon like crawling around me, kind of spooked me late at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing too. I always try and wear bright colored clothing too, since I'd setups are late at night so that somebody doesn't look out. And
yeah, because he does some of them. He's done them at like 2 a.m.
No. So I want to make it known that I'm cause no harm.
Yeah.
You're a bigger guy. How tall are you?
6'7".
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that could scare someone for sure.
Yep.
Well, neat. And then you guys met in college?
Correct. Do you want me to tell this or you?
I guess I can.
Yeah.
So he played basketball at Grace College, and my brother-in-law, Scott Moore, he's the head coach at Grace College now, but at the time he was just an assistant there.
It was his very first year.
Oh, was it his first year? Yeah, it was his first year. And my sister, Bridget, I think she met Kyle at maybe one of the basketball banquets or something, and she's like, oh, you should meet Kyle. I think you'd really like him. And I think I just like kind of brushed it off, and I don't know. And then it got brought up again maybe a couple months later. And so then like we connected on Facebook, of course.
The new way, right?
Yeah. And Kyle messaged me.
Had to take a chance, didn't know if you'd respond.
He did.
It worked, right? All these years later.
Yeah. So he messaged me, and I don't know, we set up a date and
Olive Garden and putt-putt. That was the first date. So
In Fort Wayne?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
The fun center right across the street.
That's a good one. Who won?
She tried to cheat.
He won.
She took the score down wrong, and so it looked like we were tied at the end of the round. But I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because Stacie didn't do sports or anything. So, but
No, I didn't. So, but yeah, then the rest is history.
Yeah.
So we can thank Scott and Bridget for us being together.
yeah, it was funny too during those 4 years of playing basketball with Scott as my coach. He couldn't show favoritism because I'm dating his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And so he had to be extra hard on me those years, and he could only be nice to me on Sunday. We get together with her family every Sunday after church for lunch, and he was allowed to be nice to me on those days. And then
that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
It's kind of in an authority role.
Yeah.
Yes, you got two things going on at once, type of thing.
Did you ever play bad and he yelled at you?
Yep. Had bad practices, you know it. Yep, the ups and downs of a basketball season.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we got married. Stacie's 1 year older than me. And so she was graduated. And then as soon as I graduated in 2016, we got married in June.
Yep.
So graduation was May, and then we got married in June. And like she said, 8 years this June.
Yep. 10 years together, or no, 11 years
11
together. And then 8 years married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all through college, you were like a freshman?
Yep, freshman. Had just completed my freshman year. I was probably in the last month of my freshman year when we met. So.
And I just got an associate's because I started college and then I started real estate like at the same time. So real estate started going good, and I was like, I'm not going to keep going to college for 4 years. So I ended up just finishing up getting an associate's after 2 years. So did I graduate before we met or after we met? I think I graduated like right before we met.
Like right before.
Yeah. And then I was already doing real estate the whole time that he was still in college. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And now you guys kind of attend a lot of the Grace games now, and that's...
Yeah,
we do. Yep. We just went to Kansas City for the Final Four. That was really fun.
Yeah, it's fun, especially with the kids now, letting them be a part of it. Just it's cool just the relationships you build through athletics, and it's much deeper than just the game itself. The relationships you build are the ones that are the most important. So it's fun for us to still be able to be in that community, whether it be the Grace community or Columbia City here, even more so.
That's the cool thing about Grace, I think. They're in a very competitive atmosphere, but then all rooted in faith, and hey, it's deeper than this. And being buddies with Brett, you see that very much through him.
Definitely.
So that's cool that you get to kind of bring your kids up in that too.
No, Grace is a special place, that's for sure. And just seeing its growth from when I was there, it's just they're being blessed with being different than a lot of universities that are out there today.
And then beating them.
Yes.
And then how much longer after you guys got married did you start coming here, or did you come here before?
I grew up here.
Okay.
So I've gone to First Church, I don't know, since I was at the old First Church building. And I remember everybody walking to.
Really?
We all, the whole church walked to this building from the one that was on across from Dairy Queen. So I remember we were little, and we had I think my grandma and my mom and dad pulled us in wagons, and we all walked to this new church building. So it was so cool.
How old would you have been?
I don't remember. But I got baptized at the old church when I was little. So yeah, I've gone here my whole life. And then when we started dating, Kyle just came with me every Sunday
11
pretty
years
much.
now I've been coming to First Church.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I never really went to a church there in Winona Lake. I did before we met for about half of the year, and then I just started coming to First Church immediately.
And did you grow up going to church then?
Yep, we went to Markle Church of Christ there in Markle, and then in middle school, our pastor left and started a church plant in Fort Wayne called the River Christian Church, and so our family transitioned, and so I went there from middle school, high school, and then went off on my own in college. I was baptized when, 10 years old. So grew up in the church. Do we want to get into the specifics a little bit, or?
Whatever you want. I mean, it's
What specifics?
I was just kind of saying, kind of growing up, identity was in sports and family, and then it wasn't until college when it really became my own. I would say so. Through different, trials in life, just our faith has been made stronger.
Did Grace help a lot with that?
Oh, for sure. Because what was it? My
sophomore year?
Yeah, I started my sophomore year. So me and Stacie had just met, 6 months prior. My parents, who had been married for 30 plus years, got a divorce. And so that kind of flipped my world upside down. Talking about growing up, family security was pretty important. Never would have imagined that would have happened to my family. And so everything I kind of knew had come crashing down. And so those next 2 years were extremely difficult. And then at that point, athletics, it was hard to concentrate, kind of my mindset. With everything that was going on off the court, was really difficult. So athletics identity, I wasn't able to perform as well as I would want, I would probably say. And so just right away, 2 identities that I had always had kind of were taken away. And what got me through those times was being at Grace, being surrounded by coaches and teammates that truly cared about me and wanted to help me see through. And most importantly, like I said, Stacie and her family being there for me as well were huge. So going back to your question, my time at Grace, I don't know where I would have been if I wasn't surrounded by a godly community during that time.
Yeah.
Because it would have been easy to go the opposite direction and kind of run away.
Yeah, for sure. And then you guys came here. Moses is 6?
6 years old,
6.
yeah. And our daughter's Willow is 4. So we got pregnant like right after.
Yeah, we did.
Right after we got married.
Well, we let's see, June, July, August. Like 3 months after we were married, we got pregnant, and we ended up having a miscarriage with that baby. And then we got pregnant with Moses 3 months then after that. So yeah, we were very newly married when we started having kids, which we love it. We love being young parents. But yeah, we then started getting more involved. Me and my sisters actually helped with some of the younger kids when we were in high school. But then we started serving again when Moses was born, like in the nursery and the 1-year-old room. And now we're in the 2-year-old room. Once we moved to the 2-year-old room, we've just stayed there.
Yeah,
so,
we've been there for a while now.
Yeah.
That's gotta be crazy.
They're really good. It's crazy to see them getting bigger. Moses is doing a T-ball league right now in Cherubusco because we missed the sign up for the Columbia City one.
So we're having to make a little bit of a track.
But we're seeing some of our 2-year-olds though playing, and it's just neat to see them.
Because it's a 4 to 6 year old league, and so
cool.
we've been in the 2-year-old for more than a few years now. So seeing those guys and come up is pretty cool. So yeah, you would think with having 2 young children ourselves that wouldn't be what we want to do on Sunday mornings, but we really enjoy it.
I'm glad there's people that want to do that, because that would be chaotic.
Chaotic's a good word.
But it's so needed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can just see the difference, like when you see them in the church hallways, or you run into them at First Fridays or something like that. Just they come up to you and they're like, "Mr. Kyle, Miss Stacie." Like
they love Kyle. Kyle's really cool. Like the gentle giant. Like everybody loves him.
Yeah, that's neat, and it's such a crucial age where kids need that foundation, that teaching. It's where you learn a lot of habits, morals, all that stuff. And I'm thankful our church does a well job, including all generations and pouring into the youth. And then going into youth, you guys help with youth group a bit.
Yep, I do. I help with the sophomore group, the boys and girls on Sunday nights with Coach Wool, Daniel Wool, and his wife Molly, and then Pastor Rob and his wife, and Stephanie. So, this was my first year doing it, and it was cool because also being a coach, coaching that sophomore group this year, that was my JV team, and also getting to be with them on Sunday nights was a cool dynamic. Not only got to coach them, but also got to dig deeper relationally with them. And I thought, because that was the first time that had happened, I thought that was really neat to be able to talk to them about Jesus, because at a public school, you're not able to be as open with that sometimes. And it's expected on Sunday nights. So I really enjoyed that this past year, getting to do that.
And I just, for now, stayed home with our kids, so I didn't join him to help out. But
well, that's neat too, because through the week you can show by your actions, hey, this is how I live it out. This is how I live my faith. And then Sunday night, you can try to be a little more bold with it. Has there been anything, like any of the guys invite more guys, or anything cool come from it, or just?
It was, I think at some point, the whole entire JV team had come to at least one Sunday night, and out of the 17 players that were on JV and varsity, at least 12, I would
Yeah,
say, have
a
been
lot-
to things.
a lot
So a
do
lot of them,
come,
the
yeah.
majority. So that's really neat.
Well, and it was cool. Our exchange student, Ricky, he wasn't in Kyle's group because he was technically considered a junior this year, but he went, and I thought that was really neat for him to plug in because he hasn't really grown up with, he is from like a very Catholic background, but doesn't do a lot of, youth group and stuff like we have here. So I thought it was good for him. I know he came back from youth group and even just like different sermons that we've had, and like can't believe how in depth people get with our like learning the Bible because I don't know, it's just a different background for him.
Yeah, I don't think. Did you guys go when he came here? Did you have to like pick him up and bring him, or he just came here?
Pick him up like
From the airport, he flew in.
No, from what, Italy, correct?
Yeah, Italy.
Yeah.
Did you go to Italy?
No, he
No.
came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
He flew into the Fort Wayne airport.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we went and picked him up.
Okay. So it's something that we don't really fully, I guess, understand till we would be there, which is crazy.
Yeah, he had never been in a church environment like this
Yeah.
before, and I think it's really challenged him and like opened his eyes. And
Yeah.
I know he's, like you said, Garrett Vandersall, Cam Scott were his leaders this year, and just he's been really appreciative for them. So we have countless teachers here at First Church, people that are volunteering their time and serving that just have such an influence that doesn't go unnoticed, even though at the time you may not see
Yeah.
the gains, but there definitely are.
Well, it's cool because, Dan, you, Garrett, I'm sure there's a few others that are in the schools. A few of them are in like some center stuff and all of that, and just
Yeah. We have a really great community.
yeah.
Yeah, because you don't get that at a lot of other schools, and so yeah, we're lucky here in Columbia City that we're allowed to be.
Good Christian role models
Yeah.
for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's important, and
And I like it because if it's just about athletics or schooling, then we all know
that's
can get
yeah, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Shane said the other day, I'd rather be cancer ridden on my way to heaven than I think
Yeah.
he said like rich on my way to hell.
Yeah.
No,
Very valid.
It's
Yeah,
so true.
Very
Yeah.
valid.
It's blunt, but it's true, and I'm glad it was said, and definitely
Yeah.
we need to express this more.
Yeah, I agree.
And then as we live it out, the kids see it through the week. They see it Sunday night, get to express it. That's huge. But then you've talked to me a little bit. Ricky was on our church league team.
Yep.
Shout out Ridley. He cooked us all year.
But he's attending First Church, right?
Yeah, it's messed up. Tyler Kissinger attends First Church, but plays for different churches. What's
Calling
up
him
with
out
all
on
this?
Yes, this is call out Ridley.
But like Ricky, he loves basketball. Sweetwater's right down the road, and he's really into music. That's
Yep.
kind of been cool how God like placed him here out of all the places he could have been. How has that been with you guys and your family?
Yeah, we've told him that, like,
He's had so many moments that were like, he's even joked, he's like, I'm getting all my blessings. Like right now, I'm running out of them. Like, because when we first got here, what are some of the different things? We went to a Sidewalk Prophets Christmas concert, and they randomly picked someone in the crowd to win a guitar from Sweetwater.
and they had prayed like that whole week that it would go to the right person, somebody that really enjoyed the electric guitar.
Oh, and he's amazing at the electric guitar.
Yeah.
So
He played it at basketball game.
yeah,
right?
for senior night, he did the national anthem.
and at
yeah,
Grace College.
the very next day for
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
senior night.
Yeah. So that was like an amazing, I don't know, we just are like, that was a God moment. Just, I don't know, to like reveal himself in a tangible way. Cause I don't know. I don't know that he's used to that as much. But there was one other big thing like right around the same time.
But no, we've told him countless times, like, it's really neat. Like, it wasn't random. He was, like, placed here for a reason, and we hope that the seeds that were planted with everybody in his life for this past year will carry on with him to Italy.
Yeah.
And he got to, like, growing up, he would have to stay up late to watch NBA, and now he's one of the biggest NBA fans.
I know.
He couldn't have gotten a better match. Him and Kyle are, like, college roommates right now or something.
Two basketball nerds together.
Till like 1 a.m. watching.
Because he had never watched a full NBA game, like you said, just because of the time. And so.
Yeah, because Italy is 6 hours ahead of us. So all of the games are in the middle of the night.
Like 2 or 3 in the morning for him.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, he's making the smart decision not to watch the games.
And they have different school hours there too, correct? What?
They go to school on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday.
Yeah. But shorter days. They go home
Yeah.
at like lunchtime.
Yep. So he's used to going home at lunch and having his grandma cook him like a homemade Italian meal. So,
and he's not getting that at the Fillman household.
or at school. So that's, I think, the thing he probably misses the most is
Take him to Casa.
good food.
That's,
He's not a fan of any
He
of...
calls American Italian abomination, right?
Yeah, he's not a fan of Olive Garden. Casas,
Salvatore's. We've tried them all.
Yeah, he's not a fan of any of them.
I don't blame him. I'm sure there's some like port side. I bet he would enjoy that. That's
We
American.
haven't tried that. Maybe that's a
you gotta
good
take
idea.
him there. Yeah.
We were going to Georgia in the fall, and we found like an authentic pizza place in Nashville, and he did love that. So
Oh, cool.
We have found, and we did find another place in Kansas City. So we found a couple places that he's approved of, but
Yeah, it's not like you're going there every day.
nothing
though.
around here. Yeah.
That's neat. That's really cool. How have Moses and Willow?
Willow,
Yep.
How
yeah.
have they like?
Oh, they love him. They call him their brother.
Yeah.
They're going to miss him so much. Ricky's an only child, though, so coming into a house with little kids has been like a big adjustment for him, too. So I'm sure that the silence when he goes home will be like deafening to him because he's so used to hearing loud little kids all the time.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's definitely
Yeah, it's been a really neat experience.
Yeah, but he loves them. He loves the kids. Like, it's been a really good fit. He just feels like one of our family members.
Why did you guys get a foreign exchange student?
The director, Laura Tucker, I had done a card my yard sign for her.
For one of her students.
For one of her students
cool.
that she hosted a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And we were just talking, and she said that there was always a need for host families. And I don't know. We kind of went for it, just felt the leading to open up our home. And so we said yes, but they were full that first year. Right. They didn't have any openings. And then this past school year beforehand, they said we were on the top of the list. Would we still like to do it? And we said, yeah, let's do it. And not knowing what to expect, because throwing somebody into your home, living with you 24/7 is a big adjustment and a dynamic change.
I'm kind of surprised I said yes because I'm the like very cautious, realistic, logical person, and Kyle's like
Not logical. What are you saying?
I'm not logical. Thanks, honey.
he just like is very like led by his heart and like I don't know. So he instantly wanted to do it, and it probably took a little like coaxing from me, but then I thought it would be, since it was short term. So that's what I agreed to. I said, okay, I'll do it if it's only a half a year student. And Ricky was a half a year student. So, and he sounded like a good fit. So we agreed on him. But then after he was here, he decided that he loved it and he wanted to stay the full year, which by that time we had already built a relationship with him. And I was fine with him staying for the full year. But
That would have been an awkward no, too.
yeah, like, no, sorry.
Yeah, so you gotta move
need
down
to
the
go
road,
back home.
actually.
We actually don't want you anymore.
Yeah.
That'd be-
Oh, boy.
I'm sure that does happen.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably for a good reason, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's really cool. Hit us with something.
What are some of your guys' hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
Go ahead, honey. You can go first.
Real estate?
Selling houses and I don't know, being with my kids. I don't have a lot of hobbies. Kyle does. I genuinely love my job, so I feel like I put so much
And
energy.
the hours are crazy with it because she's working mostly on people's off time.
Yeah, I actually
So-
had someone ask me to show them a house last minute at 7 tonight, which we have this scheduled. So I'm like, I can show it to you first thing in the morning. So yeah, my schedule is crazy. So I feel like I can't make a lot of plans because they just can get disrupted really easily. But your hobbies are definitely sports.
Yeah, obviously basketball.
Pickleball.
Watching and playing. Pickleball.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't get to play as much as I would like, but
You need to get out with us and like Garrett and
Yeah.
that crew. That's fun.
Do you guys play as well?
Yeah, all the
Okay.
time.
Let me know.
Yeah.
So yeah, basketball, pickleball. I like to ride my bike, play with the kids, most importantly.
Yep.
Um,
We like to do a lot of like activities as family, like
go hike the Blue River Trail.
go
We
to
enjoy
the
doing
zoo,
that.
do a day trip to like St. Joe, Michigan. I feel like our hobbies are more so just doing fun experiences all together when we have time.
Yeah.
Do you have any board games like Uno? Is that a hit?
We've been playing Yahtzee lately.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's-
we introduced Ricky to Yahtzee. He
What else
likes
do we
it.
like? We like Sequence.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know Sequence?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
It's awesome. I love it.
And somebody got Ricky the Columbia City Opoly.
Oh,
And-
I've seen that.
Yeah. So on
Is it
vacation,
like-
we opened that up and we played it every single night.
Is it like the Nook on there and like stuff like
Yes,
that?
the Nook. There's
Is Card My Yard on it?
no. I don't want to leave anybody out. But what was Boardwalk in Park Place? I forget which
I
one.
didn't play it.
But it was really cool. Like the Chance. What is it on the reel? The Chance and the Community Chest. It's called something different on this game, but I like the Columbia City Opoly's version of them because they're pretty. They're more risky. Like they could really hurt you bad, but they could also help you win the game. Like
They should
just
do
like
it
that.
where it's like Dan Wool just
Yeah.
TP'd your house.
Yeah.
So like do specific names. That would be funny.
Yeah, they did it. Mostly just businesses and restaurants were on
Okay.
this version, but maybe future versions you can
Ryan
throw that
Daniel.
in. Throw in a recommendation.
Yeah. Who made it?
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
wondering.
They just were selling them at like Walmart. And I don't know.
Oh, shout out Columbia City Opoly.
Yeah.
If you made it, let us know.
Yeah.
It's free to borrow if you want it. We'll let you borrow it.
Maybe not. But you guys have a favorite movie?
No.
My favorite sports movie is Remember the Titans
Yeah.
of all time. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I like that too. I like true crime, so like 2020 episodes and
Oh.
Yeah.
stuff
Do
like
you
that.
listen to like true crime podcasts?
Not true crime podcasts, but on like Instagram, I follow some different people that dive into stuff. I'm really into the Karen Reed trial right now.
Nobody has no idea.
Don't-
what
Nobody
you're
else
talking about.
probably knows.
We don't need to go into detail. I hear about this trial every single day.
We know.
Do you think you could solve it?
No, I have no idea what
Okay.
happened. It's crazy.
No, some people they get all into that and they're like, yeah, I could do this.
Yeah.
No way.
Because before
Yeah.
real estate, that's what you went to college for.
I did,
was-
yeah, political science.
Really?
Yeah. But
You wanted to be in?
I don't know. I just love politics and law type stuff, but
So yeah,
And
she
I
can
did
have
real
conversations
estate.
about those two subjects all day.
Maybe not on the air, but
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
behind
see. We won't turn this into
off
a
video
true
and off
crime
podcast.
podcast.
no, that's cool.
What?
You got a question?
What are some of your guys' favorite like Bible verses or Bible stories?
Well, I have, like, growing up, have always struggled with anxiety. So, like, my verse that I've always, like, clung to is the do not be anxious for anything, but everything in prayer, present your request to God. And then also, like, how God takes care of the birds in the air and the lilies in the field. Like, how much more will he take care of you? I've always had to, like, train my mind to go back to those verses and, like, really, I don't know, just ingrain them into my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my favorite.
And like with Mo and Willow, like they're little kids, so they have a lot of fears and
Yeah.
questions, and so
Yeah, every night when we pray, well, I usually do bedtime with Willow. He usually does bedtime with Moses. And every night, Willow wants us to pray about not having scary dreams. So, and we always say, like, okay, let's pray that, like whatever is excellent and praiseworthy, the Bible verse that says, like, think about such things. So we pray about that every night. But
no, those are good. I like Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, do it as if you're working for the Lord. I really think that keeps things in perspective, because I can struggle with perfectionism or finding my identity in works. And when you focus on that verse, it really keeps you in the correct perspective that you're not, whatever you do, you're not doing it for others' approval or for your own pride. And so I feel like when you have that mindset and you're doing everything to the best that you can, then you can be happy and pleased with whatever the outcome may be, because you know that your heart was in the right place. And then probably my favorite is, I think it's in Corinthians,
your Fight Club verse?
the focus on what is unseen, and don't focus on what is seen, but focus on the unseen. What is it? 2 Corinthians.
I don't know.
Yeah, focus on things that are above, heavenly.
Yeah, set your mind on above.
Yep. Because it's easy to just get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life.
And what you have, and
Yep. That we need to remember that we're here for a very short time, and things aren't as big of a deal as we make them out to be. And just having that eternal perspective that if we put our trust in Him, that everything will work out in the end, and that eases the burden and takes a big load off of your shoulders, because it's easy to fall into that trap where you try and take control, and when we try and do that, things don't go very well.
typically,
Typically. You get by for a little bit, but in the end, if it's
not fulfilling.
Yep, correct. So yeah, like those probably my two favorite verses off the top of my head. I'm sure there's many more.
I know. On the spot, can't think of anything.
You were mentioning bedtime story with the kids, and then I want to say maybe month and a half ago, Moses was baptized.
Yep,
He was.
Yeah, how cool was that?
It was so awesome. I was baptized, I think I mentioned when we were at the other church building, but I was younger. I was probably around Moses's age, and I don't remember it very well because I don't really remember anything from, I don't know, even 10 years ago. So I always wanted to make sure that he was, like, fully ready. So I kind of thought, I'm not going to even bring up him getting baptized until he's older and like really fully comprehends it. And then he just started asking us about it himself. He just kept saying, I want to get baptized. And he probably said it, I don't know, for like 3 weeks in a row. He just randomly kept telling us that he really wanted to get baptized. And he's like, can you tell Miss Debbie? So we're like, well, why don't you tell her when you see her in the hallway at school? Because he was going to Stepping Stones. But we ended up, I don't know, he never ended up like running into her in the hallway. So we text her and
Set up a meeting.
And yeah, he ever since he's been like really little, he just is so smart and has such like an understanding of Jesus, and I don't know, he definitely was ready.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting perspective of you're baptized when you're younger.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah. And like my parents say, oh, you like really knew, and I'm sure I did. But like I said, it's just hard to remember stuff from when you were little. So also my brother-in-law, Scott Moore, he got baptized.
Probably a month before.
Yeah. And Moses said
I was inspired by that.
Yeah, that made him want to get baptized too.
Yeah, and that takes probably was a little bit discernment on your guys' part. Like, hey, do we...
Yeah.
Do we text her? Do we? What
Yeah.
do we do?
It's just really humbling. It was a really special moment because, like I would say, as parents, that's our number one prayer that our children would, it for sure is that they would find the Lord and have a personal relationship with Him. And it's just humbling because we don't have all the answers. We fall short every single day in our parenting of them. And just for the Lord to work through that and be one-on-one with Moses to it's really humbling just because it's not us, it's all him and his work in Moses' life. So that's the special part.
That's cool. That's, I mean, blessing for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of credit to the Lord for that. All credit to the Lord
Yeah, baptism Sundays are just amazing, seeing all.
Yeah, they are.
Well, do you have any final questions before we get into it?
Got a question for Kyle. How did you get into, like, and obviously you played basketball, you love basketball. What brought you to Columbia City to be a coach? Like, I mean, obviously you live here, but how'd you get involved with that, I should say?
Yeah, because I'm here in Columbia City because of Stacie. She got to pick where we lived. But no, so Coach Schaus, when he got the head job, is this going to be year 5 for us?
You guys started COVID year, 2020.
So this will be the 5th season. Yeah, it was. First year of coaching during COVID. I don't think we had a full. Zach knows he was fully ingrained.
That was 2021.
2019, 2020?
2020, 2021.
2020, 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we had, it was late in the season, like end of February, before we had a full practice with everyone there. And that's like the time when you're preparing for sectionals, tournament play.
We were only allowed, I only remember like coming to the games with Moses.
Each kid and coach got 2 tickets to the game.
Willow was 6 months old, so I'm like, I'll just leave her with my parents anyways. But
so yeah, that was a tough year. But before that off season, Coach Schaus got the job, and he played at Bethel, and with me playing at Grace, and then Coach Wool, who's on the staff as well, he played at Huntington, and so we had all played against each other. And Coach Schaus was new to the area, so when he came here, he found out that I lived here, and Coach Wool was going to stay on staff because he was on the prior staff, and asked me if I'd be interested, and I'm like, if you're willing to teach me. I had never coached before, just played. And
I remember like laying in bed that night when he texted you, and we're like,
should we do this? Was it sure?
Should you do this? Yeah.
But I like taking a leap of faith, see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't like to have too many regrets, wishing that, like, what if, thinking of what if. And so went for it, and it's been really good. There's a lot of things that I wish I would have done back when I was playing, and now through all the years of playing, those lessons that I have learned through successes and failure, disappointment, that I'm able to now hopefully be able to help the high schoolers that are on our team, help them to walk through what they're going through. And so I feel like I have a renewed perspective at this stage of my life that I just enjoy being able to pour back kind of what I wish, what my coaches did for me, but also wishing that I would have had more of that. That's probably my favorite part, that I'm able to provide that for them. And they keep me young, because us coaches, we play with the guys every single day at practice. And I think it's really awesome, the culture that Matt has built, and feel lucky to be able to be a part of it. And we all have young kids, so our families are all a part of it.
That's cool.
And
our family, especially in the wintertime with kids,
so
there's like nothing to do. So it's fun to have basketball games to go to multiple times a week. Gives us something to do. The kids love it.
And it's cool that, I want to say, all the coaches go here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, Dan.
And Coach Baxter was our freshman coach, Jeremy Baxter, and he's one of our junior leaders, right? One of the great.
He led with me
freshman.
So.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
All the whole coaching staff, so I feel lucky we're all on the same page. It's not like we're
That's cool.
Going separate directions.
And it's nice that everybody has little kids, because then you guys prioritize scheduling.
Like, I'm still able to go to Mo's Y-ball games during the season on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me.
Understand each other, that family comes first.
That's cool. That's definitely, it's bigger than basketball. Basketball is pretty dang cool. But
And the kids all come to practice sometimes. So it is a fun culture that they have.
Out of you three coaches that played against each other, who was the best?
Matt and Dan were both All-Americans, so I got to give it to them too. You can let them fight it out on who's better between those two.
Kyle did hit a game winner, though, against Huntington 1 year.
So Dan probably doesn't like me bringing that up again. But
do you have the video?
We do have the video.
Yeah.
Somewhere. We'll have to show you.
Well, if you find it, we'll play it right now.
We will put it on the podcast.
Put it on the podcast right now.
If you find it.
Didn't you show Ricky that?
I did, but I'd have to find it.
If not,
You can scroll
I'm
through
sorry, but
That's okay.
We'll do our best.
Save that.
We'll have to get us three together, and we can have some.
that'd be some fun.
Yeah, it would be. I
talked
think
about
sometime we should do a coaches podcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we're
That
calling
would.
you out right now.
Yeah, Matt and Dan, you're joining me
You're
on
next.
this table here soon.
Yeah, but we're those high schoolers are so blessed and lucky to have 3 college players coaching them and to play with them in practice. Kyle doesn't say that. I think that, but yeah, it's just neat.
Do they ever kind of sauce you up and?
The gap is definitely shortening as we get, because I just turned 30 in October, so it's. What is it? We're all a year apart. So Matt's 1 year older than me, and then Dan's 1 year younger than me. So we're consecutive 3 years there. And so we're all getting older together. And
And he tore his ACL.
What was it?
2019.
Yep.
So you're not as agile as you used to be. But you're still great.
But you're still great. You're not. That was a good save.
It's okay. That happens.
Trying to think what else on the coaching basketball.
Church league.
Church league. Yeah, we need more. So if you're listening to this, if you want to play church league basketball,
I try to get this guy out here.
Yeah, Zach, come on, baby.
I'm not a hooper.
The funny thing is, back to 2021 season, Zach and Tommy and
Wyatt and Colby,
they would do a shooting competition with Coach Schaus after every single practice.
Really?
Yep.
Did anyone ever win?
I carried the team, but
So that's why I brought that up. Like Zach's got a spot on the
We
team
played
if he
last
wants
night.
it.
That was 2 nights.
2 nights ago. We played 2 nights ago.
I'll think about it.
But yeah, if there's anybody, because we're on the verge, we probably do need to split up and go to 2 teams. So if there's anybody listening to this podcast that wants to play, let me or Josh know, and we can get you signed up. It's November through March, every Saturday.
And Ridley and Tyler and all these people that go here play for what? Play for us. What are you doing?
The other churches won't like us.
Yeah.
This may be some tampering right here.
It's off season.
Yeah.
This is legal scouting. It's fine.
There's no NIL.
There's no governing rules.
But cool. We end all of our podcasts with the same question. You guys seem to go on a lot of trips. But the big important question is, if you had to choose one trip, you could go anywhere, do anything, and bring anyone, what would you do?
Essentially a dream vacation.
Well,
It doesn't have to be the same answer.
Yeah.
it won't be the same answer
No.
because I don't fly.
Really?
Fun fact for Stacie.
That's
So-
horrible.
I know. So I'm limited on where I go.
You could take a boat.
Stacey's more of a homebody.
Yeah. So I'm like very content with Destin, Florida. It's my favorite place ever to go with our kids.
Not an Alaskan cruise or...
No, I'm pretty simple. Although, and I know probably what your answer is it where you just went?
Yeah.
La Jolla?
For spring break, me and Ricky and one of my sister and brother-in-laws, we went to California, Southern California, La Jolla, suburb of San Diego, and that was probably my favorite trip I've ever done. But probably next on the list is going to visit Ricky in the future there in Italy.
Yeah, Ricky thinks that I'm coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ricky, I don't
Somehow,
I don't know how I'll
we're
get
getting
there.
closer. Stacey's getting...
Have you ever flown?
No.
Oh, it's not... You're fine.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a big car that flies.
Yeah, I'm kind of claustrophobic, not from like small spaces, but like not wanting to be like locked in something.
You're locked in the car.
Well, I don't know.
She thinks she can get out. And
Yeah, it's a long discussion.
I think we're making progress someday.
Ricky, she just committed to go visit you.
I said Ricky's going to get married someday and you're not going to the wedding.
I said I'll throw him a reception here.
Oh, yeah, don't come back here for the reception.
Yeah.
Very realistic.
Yeah, all his family's there.
I'll have to FaceTime in. I don't know. If not, Kyle can go and take... My sisters said that they would go. His sister said she'd want to go visit Italy, so it might have to be a trip.
Yeah, because my grandma
Without me.
is Italian, and so there's
cool.
Italian origin, and that's always been
A dream of...
a dream to
Your
me and
sister
my
and
sister
you.
and I to go to Italy. And so that was a big reason we saw Ricky's profile, and he was from Italy, and that's kind of a big reason
Yeah.
we picked him.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? What are your two? Where do you guys want to go?
We say something different a lot of times. Just
Changes each podcast.
yeah. I mean, the other day I was thinking about this because I probably assumed it would be asked, and I'm just thinking I want to go on like a. This is not a trip. This is just like a world tour of all the biggest sporting events.
Oh yeah.
So in the same year, I'm going to the NBA Finals, Final Four, Super Bowl, college
That would
football
be
playoff.
fun.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
But then I'll expand worldwide. I'll go to Olympics. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever else other countries have, I guess. And World Cup. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like car racing a lot. So I mean, just a lot of different like racetracks in America that I'd want to go to, or like some of the Formula One races over in Europe and wherever they go all the time. Those would be pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I've always thought on Moses I've always told him on his 18th birthday, like before he goes off to college, I want to do a east to west coast road trip and do like the Route 66 and all that. So
That's going to be like a whole summer.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a long trip. What is it? How long would? Well, because you would want to take some time to stop,
Yeah.
not just drive the whole thing.
Yeah. That'd be a
But
long trip.
yeah, that's always
Could
been a
probably
thought.
do 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, something
cool.
like that for like one last trip before he goes off to college. Let's not think about that
Yeah.
yet. Only 6 and 4 years old. Don't want to get too far ahead.
You got some
But
years.
yes.
Yeah.
But it'll go by fast. And
Yeah, it's already gone fast.
hmm Yeah.
well, cool. Do you guys have any closing thoughts or anything you'd like to?
Thank you guys
You
for
wanna say?
allowing us on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's really neat that you guys are doing this and
Mm-hmm.
just your fire that is obvious in the Lord, just that you, for the next generation, that you guys
Mm-hmm.
are taking the lead and getting people talking, and I think that's really neat, and keep up the great work.
If you had to call out one person to be on here, who would you call out?
one person to be on here.
Other,
think
than,
it'd be-
other than the coaches.
Pastor Shane?
Yeah, Pastor Shane. I'd love to hear from Pastor Shane.
I'll email tomorrow. We'll see.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool just to
To
hear
learn
more of his
about
story.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, definitely probably know the least about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would be cool. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
And then listeners, viewers, whatever you do, thank you for your time. If you have comments, suggestions, concerns, let us know. If you've, what's that game they played? I didn't know.
Sequence.
If you played Sequence, let us know. I doubt it. I'm confident
Bro,
in this.
people know
Or
that.
Columbia
Okay.
Cityopoly.
Yeah, we're good over
If you
that.
made Columbia Cityopoly, let us know.
That's a real question. Who
And then-
made that game?
And at last and not least, we're back. We're rolling. It's been a few months, but we're here. And it's going to be a wild summer. With that being said, oh boy. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
There we